Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would just do a very quick video of what I read in February. I did a what I read in January video, and a few people commented and they like to see that kind of stuff. And I did make it a New Year's resolution this year that I was going to read more books and less Facebook crap. So I did continue to read in February. I just don't have a lot to show you guys because everything I read really was on my Kindle. But I did finish the book I was reading by Eric Larson, In the Garden of Beasts. I finished that one, and I'm glad I read it. It was not my normal type of book. I'm a fiction girl. I like lighthearted, things like that. I'm not ignorant to history or anything, and I'm interested in history, but for my own personal reading, I just like things that are funny and kind of give me an escape. I don't want to read things that are too serious and make me depressed or anything like that. But I am glad I read that book because I really learned a lot from it, and it was very eye-opening, and maybe I'll be able to answer some Jeopardy questions because of it. So that was definitely good. If you like history, if you like World War II history, I definitely think that I would recommend that book. It was good, and I'm glad I read it. And then after that, I wanted something to kind of cleanse my brain from the seriousness of all that. So I had read, I was looking at my Kindle, and here's this about my Kindle too. You guys, this is funny. Give you a little backstory about this. I have a Kindle Voyage. Is it Voyager or Voyage? See, I don't even know. And I was always a book person, a physical book person. I was not interested in e-reading. I don't read on the computer. I didn't like to read on the tablet. I was never interested in a Kindle or a Nook or anything like that. Well, I am an Avon rep, in case you didn't know from my other videos, and Avon had an incentive that I wasn't even aware of, where if you reached a certain sales goal, well, I think it was the leadership. So if your sales team reached a certain goal, you would receive a Kindle. And I didn't even know this was going on. And I got a phone call one day, and it was a recording from Avon, and it said, "Congratulations on your Kindle Voyage, and your prize is going to be mailed out." And I was like, "What is this all about?" I had no idea. So I kind of went on the Avon website and I did some research, and I discovered that they had this incentive and that I had achieved it. So I was like excited to get it. It's a nice gift to have, and I got it, and it sat. I don't think we touched it for like a year. But finally I decided I'm going to start reading it, and I enjoy reading on it. I got this cover for it at Christmas time. I was placing an order anyways, and I was like, well, I need to, get a cover for it so it won't get damaged if it drops, or, just to protect it from dust or whatever. And Starry Night is one of my favorite paintings ever. So I got this, case for it. And so I have been using it. So, but I'll be honest with you, I've been just kind of putting free books on it because I have a lot of books to read, physical books, and I just don't want to spend any money on books right now. So I did put some books on it, and most of them, they'll have been free. So the first book I read on it was, I'm trying to pull it up to work the cover. Where did it go? See, I don't really even know how to do this. Oh my goodness. I was going to try to show you the cover of, well, the first book I read, and it was called The Blackmore Sisters Mystery Number 1 by Leanne Dobbs. So the covers of them look like this. This isn't the one that I read. I mean, I can load a book on this and I can read it. I think it was called Dead Wrong, but these are the next ones in the series. So they're kind of cartoony. The covers are a little bit cartoony, and they're called Blackmore Sisters Mystery. And the first one I think was called Dead Wrong. I'm pretty sure. And it was okay. It wasn't anything. I like paranormal cozy mysteries, and I thought this was going to be a paranormal, and it wasn't really. I mean, it hinted at the paranormal, so you get the idea that as you go further and further into the series that the paranormal aspects were going to start to get developed. But I don't know if I liked it enough to purchase like the second and the third book and stuff like that. It says the second book is $2.99. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would do that. So that was what the first book I read in February. And I'm trying to get out of this screen. Here we go. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know how to use this very well. And then the second book I read was also free, and it was called, why can't I try to show you the cover? I just want to show you the cover. Somehow I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, the book is called The Knowing, Book 1, and it was by N.I. Let me see. Her name is Nine, but I read her biography and it's pronounced Niney, rhymes with tiny. And it was, see, I don't know how to do this. I'm sorry, you'd think I would know how to use my own Kindle. This one, it was this one here, The Knowing. Niney is her first name. And it's kind of hard to tell what that is, but it's a guy with a gun, and it starts off with a school shooting. And unfortunately, school shootings are something that we are really used to now. And it was like I was instantly sucked in by this book. This book was really good to me, and I really, really liked it. So it's by Niney Hammond, and it's The Knowing, Book 1, and it was free on Amazon to load onto your Kindle. And I think it's almost on the edge of being Christian fiction, but it's not exactly like all the other Christian fiction that I have read. And it's definitely horror. So if you don't like horror, you won't like that. But it starts out, like I said, with this school shooting, but the school shooting is initiated as a demonic activity. The person, the school shooter, is possessed. And the police officer that's called to respond to the school shooting, to defuse the situation. And one of the children that's involved in the school shooting, her father is a minister. Well, you find out there's a connection between the little girl's father that's a minister, the officer who responds to the shooting, and the shooter himself, and also a custodian that works in the school. They all have this connection. And as the book goes further and further, it develops. You start to learn about the connection that these people have to each other when they don't even realize that they have it themselves until it gets further into the book. And it's part of a series, and I thought it was so good. I really, really liked it. I love horror, and I do like suspense. But like I said, this to me was on the verge of being Christian fiction. So I would say it's Christian horror, but it was really, really good. And I'm really excited to read the next one. I didn't put it on here yet. The second one is not free. I think the second one is $4.99. But I would definitely give that a shot if you are interested in those kind of books. If you've read Christian fiction, Christian horror, but it's very lightly Christian. I don't know if that's a good description. I don't know. It's not overly preachy. It doesn't pound you over the head with anything. It's not super biblical. The characters are realistic. The characters are very realistic, in my opinion. The minister's wife, and the minister, they're very flawed characters. They're not like these perfect people or anything like that. The police officer is a flawed character. It's just a really, really good book, and I really like it. And like I said, I am looking forward to the next one in the series. So and then it also reminded me a little bit of Stephen King's It. It has like elements of that in it too. I wouldn't say she copied it or anything like that, but I would say it's got some influences from the book It. Well, then I finished that one, and then I started Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. And I'm not finished with that right now. I'm 66%. And it's funny because that's a classic, but I've never read it, and I started reading it because I was watching Expedition Unknown one night. I watched it on the Travel Channel, hosted by Josh Gates. I don't know if you watch it. And he did an episode about Captain Kidd. I can't remember. Captain Kidd. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyways, he made several references to Treasure Island in the episode, and I was like, I should read that. It's a classic, and I should read it. So I went and I looked, and it was free for the for the Kindle. So I put it on there and I started reading it, and it's really good. I really, really like it. I thought maybe that the language would be a little bit, you know, because books that were written 100 years ago or longer, sometimes the language is a little bit different than ours, how we speak now, and can get a little tedious, but not at all. It's fine. And I'm really enjoying it. It's very suspenseful, and I keep wanting to tune in and see what happens next. So I haven't been reading like fast, you know, like I do some other times, but I'm definitely enjoying that. So I'm almost 3/4 of the way done with Treasure Island right now. But that's what I've been reading lately, and I know I didn't really have much to show you as far as actual physical book covers and everything, and I still got to get the hang of how to maneuver my way around this guy. But I just thought I would keep it up, because even if nobody watches, I'm committed to this myself. So even if not one person watches, that's okay. But if you are watching, and I thank you, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll see you guys in the next video.